Welcome to the ES6 course, and in today's video we are gonna talk about the maps. Now, maps are new data types in ES6 and they are super awesome. And in the previous version of the JavaScript, if in any case we need to utilize or use the key value pairs, we actually kind of overuse the objects and there was no method particularly where we can store key value pairs. It was just an overuse of objects. But now things have changed. Now, first of all, let me just clear that up, that watch this video and after that I would recommend this guide to you. This is MDN, the famous Mozilla Developer Network, where all of the references are being made. So this is the reference that I'm using, but again, this is very kind of a lengthy kind of a reference here, but I'm going to show you the easiest way. First, watch this video and then further on to a reference, you can just watch these examples. And right now they are not much clear to you, but let me just first try and give it a shot. Okay. So let's again go back to our favorite JS bin. Again, we are into ES6 and console. That's the two things that we require. Now, let's just understand what is a map. And again, I would refer to the definition being mentioned here. The map is, the map object is simple key value map. So basically what that is, it's a method or it's a way by which you can store the key value pair and can map them. Pretty easy. Okay. So what we can do, let's just try to make a scenario with the Pokemon. So let's just say I have an object or maybe a key value pair reference. I'll call this as Pikachu, everybody's favorite. And this is kind of an object here and it has a few properties. Let's just say Pikachu says, hey, what is your name? And it says, I am Pikachu. Okay. So I need to understand Pikachu. Okay, there we go. And let's give it a power. Obviously, there is a Pokemon, so we need to give it some power. And I will say I can electrify. Okay, there we go. Electrify. And that looks good. So, oops, I'm still making a mistake. I think so. Electrify. Okay, now it's good. So let's just say we are having a couple of values in here, the key value pairs. So this is my one object there, Pikachu. And similarly, I can have another one. Let me just copy and paste that. And this is going to be another Pokemon. Let's just gonna be Clefairy. Okay, I know some of you are not a big fan of the Pokemons, but I'm neither, but this is a good example. So it just says I am Clefairy. And I'll simply say the power is I am cute. I don't know what the Clefairy's power is. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to store these into some kind of data type so that I can refer them, I can use them, I can iterate through them. But right now, there is no such thing which can store these two things. And in the case where we use quite a lot of APIs, which directly comes from the web, there are a lot of such things which comes in these models or these kinds of data types. And I always wanted that there should be some data type in which I can hold as a pair of these. Now, luckily for us, right now we have got maps. And using the map is really simple. You just have to say, hey, you know what? The name is going to be simply Pokemon. And let's just create a new map. And there we go. Make sure you use a capital M for the map. And there we go. You have created a map object. Looks really simple. And yes, that is actually simple. And now you can actually include or you can set these values, and setting is quite simple. You just have to mention key value pairs in this case. So for example, if I just say Pokemon, and you have to use the set method to set the values. Now set method is again simple. You have to say what is your key. In this case, my key is going to be Pika. And what is going to be the value of that? Now, my value is actually very complex value. In this case, the Pikachu. Now, it can be simpler values as well, but I think that's not going to be a good example because I want to show a little bit complexity here. And there we go. Now, now the Pokemon has a map object or the map value, which is being set as Pika as key and the value as Pikachu. Okay, now we can do it again and can set as many values as you wish. Now, in this case, I'll say Clef or just Cle, and I'll just store the Clefairy here. So Clefairy. Okay, but you might be asking, hey, now what we have done here is we have just got a data type which can store all these complex things with a key, and I can access them via the key. Okay, I got that, but how can I get them? Yes, that's a good answer. First of all, you might want to get is the size of your map object or map data type. So all you can do is console.log, and getting the value is really simple. Your Pokemon, in this case, I'm referencing to this map object. Your Pokemon has got a lot of methods built in or cooked up for you. And let me just show you one of them. This is Pokemon and dot size. There we go. I'll just run that. Quickly run that, and we got 2 objects there. Now I can add many or other objects as well. Let's just say, for example, if I just add one more there, and I'll call quickly as Charmander, and it's gonna say I am Charmander, and what should it do? I throw fire. I don't know what it does. I believe it throws fire. And all we can do here is, if we need to add more values to it, all we have to do is set it as char, and let's just name our object there. That is going to be Charmander. Okay, I made a mistake there. Okay, now it's good. Now if I clear that and run that again, you got the point. It has got 3 values. No big deal there. Let me just put an enter there. Okay. Now, just like it has got size, it has got other values as well. Like you can get any particular value using the key value pair. Like for example, if I want to get access anything, then I can simply say get, and obviously that's a function which requires an argument. The argument can be char. Like I want to access the char, so I can clear that and run that. 3 for this line, and there we go. We have got an object which has got name and power. So pretty easy to get the values. And just like that, you have got the delete option as well, .delete, and mention the key so that we can delete them. But you might not be interested in that as well. You might be interested how I can actually get all the keys, or how I can iterate through the keys, or how can I iterate through the values. Now again, that is really simple. Key objects are really simple. So all you have to do in that case is you have to mention that, hey, I want to access all the keys, and make sure that it's a function. You understand that it's important. It's pretty easy for the newbies to just forget these parentheses because they are not habitual of that. And as I run that, you can notice that it doesn't give me all the keys, rather it gives me an iterator on which I can iterate. And if you'll reference to the MDN, it says, hey, it's gonna give you an iteratable. I hope now it's the reference is making some sense. Okay, so what you have to do is you can simply iterate through this, and iterating is really simple. If you remember, we have discussed the for off loop, and this is a good time to use that. So all you have to do is simply say for, and let's just say key off, and let's just use Pokemon.keys. So Pokemon.keys, there you go. And all you have to do is, in this case, let's just do a simple console.log, and we are gonna say key. Okay, sounds good. And we are expecting to iterate through all over the keys. So there we go, Pika, Klee, and Char. So it's pretty easy with the maps. They are not that much difficult as a lot of people demonstrate in their tutorials, but it's super easy, super simple. Now, just like you might have already guessed that, just like we can iterate through keys, we can iterate through the values as well. I'll call this as val. And yes, there is a method known as values, and I'll iterate through val. Okay, that's really simple. Clear that, run that, and we are iterating through objects as well. No big deal. And that's how you can do that. Now, one more thing that you can try out is simply iterating through the Pokemons and not putting anything. We don't want to iterate through keys. We don't want to iterate through the entities that are inside there, just this much. So what it gives us is really awesome. It gives you pretty much everything. It gives you the keys, values, and everything. Now, also, some people like to use Pokemon like .entities method as well. .entries method, not entities, entries method to iterate through all over the entries. But since it gives the same result, I don't really like to use it. So if I just make entries and put a parenthesis there, and then again, if I run that, it actually, oops, did I made a mistake there? Okay. Oops, there we go. I made a typo there. Okay, my bad. Clear that, run that, and you noticed it gives us exactly the same result what we are getting without mentioning the entries. So if even with the one word I can reduce my code, I would like to reduce that, and I'll just do that, and it gives exactly the same result. So yes, the maps are really awesome, and I found them particularly very useful and very easy ones. So make sure that you also look at the reference as well. Now this entire reference, why it gives an iteratable and everything, will make much more sense because now you have seen the video here. Now I would highly recommend to don't look at all these properties and methods. They are always confusing. Just try to look at the examples that this guy has trying to given you. And these are really awesome, but not so much beginner friendly, but really now you are completely ready to jump into these couple of examples. If in case you don't want to jump into that as well, it's completely fine. We have almost covered all of the things that are required to understand the map data type in the ES6. And with this, I'll catch you up in the next video.